Huh?
You just glitched out for the
Oh,
last 10 seconds.
I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and shout out Jair Alexander for shutting down Marvin Jones tonight. How about that, folks? Um, Usually Marvin Jones puts up numbers on us. Marvin Jones did nada tonight. Nada. Five catches for 17 yards. Oh, no, five targets, two receptions for 17 yards, folks. Marvin Jones usually goes off on us. Also, as well, Kenny Galladay we knew was going to go off at some point. He's that big of a beast. I love him for the Lions, but I hate that he went to the Lions. But still, Kenny Galladay was very quiet by mid-second quarter as well. Didn't really have a lot to kind of talk about there. But no, folks, tonight was a good win. Showed we can win ugly. It showed now through the season we can win with an offensive performance. It showed the defense can stand up. But as a team, we won an ugly game tonight, and that is huge because if you can win those ugly games and gut out those performances by 1 or 2 points, those are the biggies.
Yeah, I think this goes to, again, I'm going to say this again, what we were talking about and what Monty was talking about and the questions we were talking about on his show yesterday. This is another example of winning in a different manner. I don't know what the percentages off the top of my head are, excuse me, of winning games when you are lose the turnover battle 0-3 because the Packers got 0 turnovers on defense and they
Mm-hmm.
won the game. That's winning in a different way they haven't done yet because the last time they didn't get a turnover and lost the turnover battle was week 4 versus the Eagles. They lost. And I think they only had 1 turnover in that game. It was a fumble from Barnett on Rodgers, that sack fumble, right? It was
Yep.
just 1 turnover.
Mm-hmm.
So winning in multiple ways through 6 weeks and coming out 5-1, and I can't say it enough,
That was a
folks.
gauntlet right there.
Yes, this was an ugly game. There was nothing pretty about this offensively. They had to figure it out between injuries and just players just being uncharacteristically not themselves. Aaron Jones. Having guys
I
step
knew that
up,
was going to be
having
said.
guys come back, Jamal Williams, and playing big roles. They won in a different way than they've had to this year. Again. And folks, pay attention very clearly, please. And I know Dave's going to back me up on this. The national media doesn't want to talk about the Packers right now. Wake up tomorrow and pay attention exactly how much they really talk about the Packers because they're 5-1 and how much they try to gloss
Yeah.
over it because there's two narratives that they can't talk about the Packers in a positive light right now because it would totally disparage the two narratives that most of the national media are still trying to cling to. Matt LaFleur at 39 is over his skis and does not know how to coach and can't do it. And Aaron Rodgers is uncoachable and nobody likes him. And they're 5-1. And they have 3 division wins.
Last 2 weeks, I have not seen them argue once. Not even argue. There was a spat that was a couple weeks before because Rodgers was pissed the wide receivers ran the wrong routes. That was it. And everyone made a big deal about it. Rodgers gets irritated because he wants perfection because that's the level he plays on, folks. He wants that.
He expects it from himself. You can see when he knows he didn't do
Oh
something right,
yeah,
he gets pissed too. I
yeah,
get pissed. You get pissed in our day to day lives when we fuck up something, excuse my language, that we know we do 1,000 times, and yet one day you wake up and you can't do. Do you know how many days on the grill, honestly, I have flipped 5 million eggs in my life? Honestly, Dave. And there are days where I'm busier than hell where I can't flip a goddamn egg without the yolk breaking for the life of me. Can't do it. And do you know those days piss me off the most?
I believe it. I believe you going on one of your rabbit hole rants at work just talking about
Oh
it.
God, yeah, just mad shit behind the grill.
Do you know what
Just
grinds
pissed.
Maggie is?
And it
Oh
happened to
my
me on
god.
Sunday, literally, when I had to, yesterday, when I had to run, I was on the line. We went through a bunch of tickets, had to come back here, get on the Monty show with you and Monty, then run back on the line and finish the day out because we close at 2. Craziness. But, all right, final word, Dave.
Final word. Packers fans, feel good about this. Like I said, ugly win. Came out with it. We were -3 in the turnover differential and still came out on top. And now that we've got a little bit more clarification from the refs angle and the ruling on it of how the rule actually states, and the photo evidence that Trey Flowers was hitting Bakhtiari in the helmet and the face mask and the neck, which violates the rule completely, and then he admitted that he was doing it the whole game. You just kind of told on yourself and put a target on your back. All we got to say is the refs weren't the problem tonight. They were horrible through the whole game, but as a team, Packers came through. Defense stepped up. Special teams with Darius Shepard stepped down. The offense, Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers, folks. It's whenever he's ready to flip that switch, and it was flipped tonight. And LaFleur, as Jay always said it right here, LaFleur has Rodgers in his back pocket when his scheme isn't working. And tonight, he let that dog loose in the last bit of the fourth quarter.
I couldn't understand at the end of the day why nobody could understand or come to the same conclusion I did. And I guess the only thing that it comes down to is the fact that because it goes against a narrative that they just want to hang on to. And you know why it is? I think it's
Why?
funny. It's kind of an old narrative. It's easy to be humble when there isn't a lot of people to be humble to. It becomes increasingly difficult to be humble when you have to humble yourselves to an increasingly large crowd. And that's why the national media is what it is, and why I hope I never get like that. I just hope I never do. Please take me out back and beat me with a pole. Because when you're like that, you stop being able to actually analyze the game because you're more worried. It's like a quarterback worrying more about his stats than winning the damn game, or an NBA player worried about his shooting percentage other than just making the right play to win the game. I guess that's my final word. That time to pay the bills.
Yeah. That time, bud. Sorry, I didn't mean to be on my phone for a little last of the bit. Just wanted to go ahead and I'm throwing that picture out there that you went ahead and retweeted, and I copied the link, and I'm just throwing it on every reply of a Lions fan.
And if you haven't had enough of our chatter tonight, and you want to get a little more, it's 1:30 in the morning, you want to go to NFL Addictions on Facebook.com. It is a great place for all of your NFL chatter and debate. It is not a trash talk site, so keep it clean and keep it cordial. That is NFL Addictions on Facebook.com. You still got an itch to scratch and you want to try to win something really cool or even win some cash, you want to visit Raz Addictions on Facebook.com to play their version of the raffle. They have all kinds of cool prizes. They even have raffles for cash. You buy a $10 ticket, you get a chance to win $100. That's a chance at winning 10 times your money. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. That's Raz Addictions. All kinds of cool prizes. Play and win. Tell them what you've won, Dave.
Anything from Lombardi memorabilia all the way up to current Rodgers memorabilia, Devontae Adams. I mean, I've got Kramer, Paul Horning from the old school stuff. I've got a really nice art piece from Lombardi era that's signed by most of the Packers guys on there. It's all certified with legitimate certed companies. I mean, you can't beat it. And what Jay said, there's money raffles on there. I've won a couple of them. You put in $10, you win $100. You put in for $100, you get $1,000. It's a lot of good money raffles. Apple computers. I won a tailgating tent with 4 chairs that go about $300, and I won it for $40. Definitely worth it, guys.
That's Raz Addictions on Facebook.com. Go there, play, and win. It's time for shout outs.
Well, of course, we're going to shout out Mr. Ryan Molstead of Packers 365, who couldn't be here tonight. We're going to shout him out because he does really good work, listens to almost every and any podcast out there. And I'm not kidding, guys. He does. I'm pretty sure he records all of them and has a basement full of just tapes and hard drives full of recordings.
By the way, I hope Ryan's still alive and his trip Yeti hunting didn't go uncontrollably wrong for him.
No, we haven't heard any emergencies just yet, so we should be good. But also, too, going to Julie Voigt as well of PFG Vibe, co-founder, is also on arthurfootball.com. One of the lovely ladies there. She puts good pen to paper. She does good podcast analysis for football. I mean, she does it all. Go ahead and check her out, guys. Also, as well, Parker Mose. Go ahead and say it.
At Parker Mose.
And he writes for diehardpackerfan.com. The kid knows his stuff. He appreciates history, not just Packers history, all NFL history. And I tell you, if you go ahead and tweet with him, he will talk you for hours on football. Like I said, he knows his stuff. Then next up, going to Mr. Monty of the Monty Football Show of nutsandboltsports.com. Go ahead and give that at
Monty JP231 on the Twitter.
I know you love saying that. Go ahead and check him out, guys. He has shows every single Sunday at 11 a.m. Has guests on. We've been on there multiple times, and we love it. The guy knows his stuff. He's a fan of a couple teams, but guess what? He appreciates the league as a whole, and he does the work so you don't have to. Last but not least, diehardpackerfan.com. Not diehardpackerfan.com. I'm sorry. Well, I'm out of it. That's how tired I am, guys.
1:30 in the morning. I think you get it all again.
Pack to the Future. Sorry about that, folks. Packtothefuture.com. We're under their podcast section. They have videos. They have articles. I mean, they even have sound clip bites. And then you can buy tickets on there. Go buy the tickets. Go to a Packers game, people. I don't care where you're from. It's football mecca. Go check it out.
All right. That's all the shout-outs. We got through them again. Great win, 5-1. Enjoy it. It was ugly. There's things to improve on. There was bad things. There's all kinds of stuff. Be real about it, but feel good at the end of the day. You're 5-1, 3-0 in the division. That's huge. That's all there is. Look, I was pissed about a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna have to go back to take notes and watch film because I got so upset I couldn't take notes. But at the end of the day, like I just said, 5-1, 3-0. That's what you need to hang your hat on, and just feel that. For the first time, Packer Nation, we have an entire team. They are winning in ways that in the past, these would all be losses and they'd be 1-5.
Hey, guys, just give you a little stat breakdown on a little closer. Zachary Jacobson just posted this. Time of possession, 33 minutes and 4 seconds for the Packers. After the first quarter, it was 11 minutes to 11 minutes to 5 minutes. After the first quarter into the second quarter, and Packers came back to own the time of possession to 33 minutes. I mean, that and 170 rushing yards for Green Bay's to Detroit's 56. I mean, right there, those two just settle it. It was amazing. Really good gutty win tonight. Good win, folks. I'm happy. Jay's happy. Now on to the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, yeah, and we'll be back on tomorrow night for a regular episode because it's Tuesday, so you get back-to-back. Isn't it a treat? Isn't it a treat? Treat. Good night, folks. Thanks for staying up and listening to us.
Go Pack, go.